Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Capricorn, we start with the Prince of Pentacles. This is the builder. This is the one that shows up every day and works. It's kind of like this is the reliable energy. I feel like you're someone who people can count on. You're dependable, you're persevering, you are reliable, you sort of do what you say you're going to do. You know, this is the person that you know that they say they're going to be there at 6 a.m., they're there at 5:59. You know, they're on time, showing up every day, ready to work. Okay? And I think that this is the kind of hardworking person that you are. We need a little bit of context around this card to see what your energy is doing right now. Okay. We've got a 5 of Pentacles. We've got the Lover's card. We have a 5 of Wands. And a Knight of Swords. And an 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords has been coming up a lot lately. And I really think that as our energy shifts, I feel like your energy is sort of shifting to a new reality right now. I think you're being reoriented to a new reality. And as that process, it is a 5 of Pentacles process. It is disruptive. It does feel like the energy is unstable. But as you can see, the new reality is starting to break forth from underneath. And so it's causing some disruption. And as that happens, I think that our conscious human mind wants to worry, wants to overthink it, wants to ruminate on it, wants to freak out, has these questions, has these what ifs, has all of these, thoughts about it. And so what we see is kind of a need to just trust the new energy that's coming in and allow our mind to be free of the worries, to absorb this new energy and allow this reorientation to take place. All right, let's do the Path of the Serpent here. Look at that. See, now we got a 9 of Cups. Oh, that's nice. And we have the Adjustment card, an Ace of Cups, and the Fool. And the Fool. Yeah, it feels like the Fool energy, to me, it feels like we're kind of in spiritual neutral right now. It kind of feels like we're not oriented toward the previous reality, nor are we fully aligned with our new reality yet. So it does feel that the Fool is kind of in this limbo, this in-between state where it's just like, yeah, let's not worry about it. Let's not think about it too much. Let's let the process happen. Let's absorb the energy. Let's allow Spirit to reorient us. And then we can kick into gear and we can get things going again. So right now it's kind of like try to enjoy the break, and I know it's not an enjoyable process. I mean, we got a 5 of Wands, a 5 of Pentacles. So it really is a reorientation process. But I think it's kind of like if we struggle, it's going to hurt more. Does that make sense? So the Fool is kind of like just accepting, going with the flow, trying to put the thought out of our mind, not worry about it mentally, because I think the mental stress is really something that can weigh on you. I think physically, like, we can do the thing, we can go through this process, but the toll it takes on the mind, I think, is probably the biggest concern. And so what we have is this new information coming in, causing some crossed wires in our mind, and then we have the Fool sort of clearing the mind, right? So we have air, and air. And I think that really this is what's very important for you. It's just like allow the mind to surrender in a way, And I kind of feel that's what the Fool is doing. It's sort of mentally, it is what it is. It's going to happen. It's going to be fine. I'm going to go through the process. I'll be reoriented and, and things are going to be okay. So the Fool is letting go of the worries. The Fool literally is like no worries, let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right here with big red ant right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments. Now, as we look around the room, of course, we've got our Lover's card, we've got our Adjustment card, we've got our Fool card. This is all about the air. It's all about how we're experiencing this thing in our mind. It's an energetic shift, and it's reorienting us to a new reality in the physical world. But the way that our mind is reacting to it, it's kind of like we're not handling it so well. It's stressing us out. It's causing a lot of friction. It's torquing our mind a little bit, right? All of these cards are air cards. Air, 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 right? The Fool, pure air. The Adjustment card, Libra energy. In fact, you have 2 Libra cards. If I were you, I'd watch the Libra reading. There might be some useful information in there for you, okay? I'm getting the initials A and also Z or Z. Okay, A and Z. I don't know if it's Z and A. I don't know if they're first and last initials or if it's part of a larger word for you. But Z and A or A and Z are very important for you. A lot of air energy here. Okay, but first let's talk about this earth energy, because I feel like there is a disruption in the physical plane as your energy, your spiritual energy, is taking you to a new version of yourself, a new version of your reality. Okay, so the 5 of Pentacles becomes worry. Things are in turmoil. It's like there are boxes everywhere. Things are in transition. And maybe this is manifesting for you literally as, you're moving from one job to another, for you moving from one house to another. And it's kind of like we're in that in-between stage where everything's in chaos. Everything's in boxes. Everything's packed up. My whole schedule has been thrown out of whack. My whole routine is like just topsy-turvy world, And this is that moment of limbo in between where we're not oriented in the old place, but we're also not fully aligned with the new place yet. Okay? And this could be very simple as a move to another location or another career, another job or something like this. But we can see that there's a reason for all of this movement. We can see the light is starting to break forth from underneath, and I feel like this is the dawn of a higher plane, a higher level, a new reality for you, where what has become old and ineffective on the physical plane is being shed. It's like a crust that's falling away. It's kind of like, not to be morbid or anything, but the way a scab, when things are fully healed, the scab will fall away, right? So it's this cocoon that's sort of been around us. And I think that right now your light is starting to break through that cocoon, and your true self is coming forth, okay? And it's really important here with this Prince of Pentacles that you stay the course, that you continue doing this work and participating in this process, okay? That you can't stop halfway through. You can't suddenly decide, I don't want to do it anymore. I think spiritually we took this journey. Spiritually we agreed to this. I think that we back here with this 5 of Pentacles, I think that it's something that was initiated in the spiritual realm, and I think it's something that you approved of or agreed to. Now, Spirit, of course, doesn't need your approval, doesn't need you to agree to anything, but I think that with the Lover's card underneath everything, you've chosen to align yourself with this. This card always represents a choice that says, yes, I'm in. 1,000% I'm in. Okay? So because we made this promise, we took this oath, we've committed to this, we probably shouldn't quit right in the middle of it. Okay? It's kind of like the way they say not to unplug your phone or turn it off until it's done updating. I feel like we're going through kind of a spiritual update right now. And it's truly amazing. Very good for you. It's difficult when we're right in the middle of it. Okay, but we have to remember that this is the foundation of it all, is that we know this is something good for us. We know that it is a union with our true reality, our true purpose in life, that our frequency is aligning with the divine frequency, that our new reality is emerging, and we've got to stick with this, okay? The Five of Wands, like I said, is the initiation of this process, and I think that some of the challenges here are the dynamics with which it flows. Sometimes it flows faster. Sometimes it feels like it's flowing way too slow. I feel like we feel a little bit tossed around by that. Sometimes with this Five of Wands, things seem like they're accelerating. Things are going so fast that I just can't keep up with it. I've got to keep, I've got to keep putting in more and more effort just to maintain the same speed. It's kind of like you're running a marathon. You want to run 5 miles an hour, it's going to take a lot more effort to maintain 5 miles an hour the longer the race goes on, right? At the beginning, it's like, oh, it's nothing. But then when you're getting close to the end, it's kind of like there's no way you can maintain that speed. I don't know. Is 5 miles an hour fast for running? I don't know. I don't run. It's not very fast for bicycling. That's what I do. But this is kind of our issue with the dynamics of something. It's we're trying to keep up, and we're trying to maintain this sort of commitment and this energy and this endurance, really, right? Given the fact that things are accelerating. But the acceleration is a very good thing. Of course, when that acceleration happens, it sort of it starts to mess with our integrity a little bit. The faster something is moving, the more likely like it's going to kind of come apart at the seams. So we're really putting in that extra effort to keep ourselves together right now, because this is a really huge shift for you. Okay, the Libra energy at the top, the Knight of Swords. This is really this kind of, it almost feels like an intuitive information coming in. And I think part of the issue too is that we have the commitment, we have the effort, the stamina, we're showing up every day and we're doing the work. But without this card, it almost feels like we're not receiving any instructions. We're not getting any kind of update on where we are in the process, right? And Spirit's saying that you're receiving the knowledge on an as-needed basis. As you move forward, new information is being revealed to you, new downloads are coming in, but you're not going to get the whole picture at once. It's kind of like you only need that little nugget of information that's going to help you do what you have to do right now today, and then tomorrow's going to be the same thing. So it feels like a slow trickle of the information, right? But I think that is to avoid overwhelming the system or to avoid confusion. We get too many details all at once and we start jumping around on the timeline too much. We start thinking, well, I can do some of this end stuff first before I do the foundational work, or maybe I'll start somewhere in the middle, and we just feel like we're kind of free to bounce around as we will. Whereas getting that trickle of information says, this is what's important to you right now, this is what actions you need to take, and this is why. And so we're kind of going on a day-by-day, moment-to-moment basis. Okay. In the future position, the Eight of Swords is what we are facing. And we're facing a tangle of wires. We're facing just this kind of rumination. And it is kind of the mental chaos that comes with the physical instability, the spiritual instability that we're feeling right now as we make this transition from old to new. It disrupts the mind. The mind doesn't know sort of how to think about it. The mind doesn't know what to do. And I think that's another reason why Spirit's been giving you just these kernels of information every day, just a little bit at a time, to sort of give you something to do. It's like, here's a little slip of paper. This is what you have to do today. To keep you on track, to keep you from overthinking, to keep you from overanalyzing, and in other words, just kind of like just to keep you busy, to keep you occupied, to keep the mind occupied with a very, very specific task, short term, right? So that the long-term transition can happen appropriately, okay? Because we're trying to avoid this. And I think this is This can result from having too much information or having not enough information. We have too much, and then we're trying to collate it all. We don't have enough, and we're sort of just guessing a lot, And either way, it's a tangle of wires. It's overanalysis, and I think that it's going to put a stop to any kind of progress. So with the Knight of Swords, Spirit is giving you just what you need at the time to keep your mind focused on something, to keep your mind working efficiently. Okay. Because again, it feels like we're sort of in a bit of a neutral state, or that's what we're trying to realize that. And I think that once we have that realization and we just sort of trust whatever's coming down the pipeline today, and this is what I'm working on, and this is what I'm not worried about the future, I'm not ruminating on the past, I'm just doing what I need to do right here in the moment, then we're just allowing the process to happen, and pretty soon we'll go from this neutral state, we'll get back into gear, and it really is the way, like a car is gonna, you're gonna shift from second gear to third gear. You got to go through neutral to get there, right? Especially if you're on a manual transmission, which I don't know if anybody still drives those or not. The path of the serpent sees your general energy as a 9 of Cups. You believe with all your heart that this process you're involved with is going to lead to abundance on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. You know that this is you following your bliss, that this is a commitment that is leading you to building a happy life, building your future, building your success. Again, you're in the builder energy. And right now it may feel as if life is being torn down around you, and you're trying to keep up with it, But you understand that you're doing this for a very good reason. You know that this is for your best future, your best life. This is you living the dream, right? And it's kind of like, it's done with a little bit of a snicker, because it's like you're sitting here grinding away at life, and you're in this sort of hardworking, still sort of unsure of things kind of energy. And it's almost like a trope in a movie where it's just the character will say, yeah, living the dream, almost sarcastically. But I feel like this is the difficult part of that transition that is leading you to your dream life, to your new reality, to this new configuration of energy. And this is that difficult transition moment. Okay, this is that period of time where it doesn't, we're not aligned with the new energy yet. So this is, as a general energy, I think that this is more trying to love the process a little bit. Trying to accept that this is in your best interest, that Spirit has your best interest at heart here, and that this is something leading you to more and more abundance. And it does connect us, obviously, with that Ace of Cups in the position of the fear, the worry, the concern. Okay, so it kind of feels like your life really is there's a capstone being applied, right? A 9 and an Ace, that 10 of Cups life, that full satisfaction of life. So I feel like this is really leveling you up in terms of your energy. The Libra energy in the position of your relationships or position of the environment. Again, this is, in a way, trying to be a little bit stoic here, trying to just say, you know what, I don't know exactly what's happening. I just know what I need to do right now. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. This is trying to maintain equilibrium, mental equilibrium. Okay, this is, and then also in a way, it's kind of saying we're not leaning this way, we're not leaning this way. We're in, what would it be? It would be a neutral state, right? When both of these cups are empty on the scales, you say it's kind of in a neutral state, right? So it feels like it's in limbo. We're not in the old way, we're not in the new way yet. We're just kind of right in between. We're trying to stay centered, trying to show up every day and put in the work because we know where it's headed. Okay, and a big part of this is trusting the process. Yeah. The Ace of Cups that we have in that position, it feels like that's kind of it's the prize in a way. Okay, the Ace of Cups is really the opening of the opening of that higher plane. Okay, the Ace of Cups kind of will expand and unfold into, well, this Nine of Cups that we're anticipating. Okay, it feels like the combination of these two is the reality that we are being reoriented toward. Okay, and it is when we connect with that new reality and all of this potential unfolds, I think that it really gives us that satisfying life. We get that Ten of Cups. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the mystery card. But the Fool is kind of the name of the game right now, and it is accepting this in-between state, accepting the moment-to-moment reality, knowing that eventually this process will be concluded. Okay, and this sort of this temporary in-between stage will be completed, and we will have our new orientation, the new alignment. Okay, so the energy really is changing for you, and I feel like this is again related to the air energy, that mental release, that mental relief or freedom from all of that, the sort of the confusion, the uncertainty, that tangle of wires, the rumination, right? That we're just sort of letting go. And we're just going to let go. We're going to show up every day and do what we have to do. We're not going to worry about the future because we know that we're in the process of building it right now. And what really matters is what we do in the moment-to-moment basis, and not what we're going to do in a week from now or a month from now, which we don't have that information yet anyway. So all we can do is live in this moment and function the very best that we can to try to fulfill our task in that moment-to-moment way. Okay, as we go through this shift. Now, the mystery card, I'm expecting maybe the Ten of Cups, but I feel like it might be the Empress. I kind of feel like it might be some more air energy. All right. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, the Chariot. Yeah, of course it's the Chariot. The Cancer energy. This is your opposite sign, by the way. Capricorn and Cancer, they are opposite signs on the wheel of the zodiac. So this already implies that you are shifting into a reality that will find you a more whole being, a more sort of fully developed, well-rounded energy. Okay? So it is an alignment closer to your truest self, closest toward your destined reality. Okay? The Chariot is also kind of this devotion. It is kind of this fortification. It really goes with our Prince of Pentacles right now that just says we have this obedience to this higher power, to this greater mission, this larger objective, whatever you want to call it. And it is our duty, it is our obligation, it's our mission to fulfill this the very best way that we can. It's like we've made a promise, and now here we are, as the energy that will fulfill that promise. Okay, the Chariot card is operating within a very well-defined space. Okay, so again, it's not we're not allowing ourselves to venture too far outside of just today, right now. This is what my tasks are. This is what my goals are for right now. This is the card that says you are the vehicle of your own destiny. And we're doing our very best to keep this vehicle running and to keep it on the path that is laid out before us. We don't have all the map. We don't have the turn-by-turn directions. All we have is like the next turn. It's kind of 3 miles, make a left kind of thing. That's what we're concerned about. We're not worried 20 steps ahead when we have to get on that big freeway or we got to take that little side street or whatever. We're worried about what is the very next move. And right now, the very next move is 3 miles, whatever, make a left, whatever it is. And so we're trying to be as clear-headed as possible so that we can be wonderful pilots. We're not the commander of the ship, but you are the one piloting the ship. Okay? And it's incumbent upon you to try to navigate this as well as possible right now. Okay, major shift for you. But it is leading, I think, really, it's creating in you such a happiness and such a wealth and such an abundance. It's going to be out of this world, really. It's difficult to see that right now because of the current disruption, okay, the current instability. But it is leading to stability, but way beyond just stability, okay? We're going to do an extended reading as well. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. We'll do some oracle cards. We'll do an I Ching reading. New readings for Capricorn, usually Thursday and Sunday. I feel like this was kind of an as-needed basis. I feel like this had to come up for you right now. Be sure to watch both of your other readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. I'll see you again very soon.